we helped obviously with a transaction of a distribution company here in Western Canada, and a few years go by and this company decides they want to expand to the States. Very favorable macroeconomics, good, good good surrounding, factors for growth. And obviously the US is 10x our Canadian market. So their plan made sense. Then their next decision was obviously to go out and greenfield it. So go out, get a warehouse, establish a presence, or simply just to buy a, very complementary business. And they elected to do the latter and to, right, because there's a couple of benefits that come with that. Because they were able to cross guarantee both companies with us, they got very preferential financing and minimal equity, and the deal kind of worked. And the hardest thing to do is start a business from zero, but when you buy these baseline earnings, like that's your jumping off point to grow, right? So your opportunity cost can be quite minimal, and now you also have some synergy opportunities between both companies, right? You can recoup some costs. There's ability to cross sell. It's easier to expand. You have more locations. You're bringing on more talented personnel. All that comes with growing through acquisition, especially in a international market.
Excellent, thank you. Wendy?
Yeah, so thanks. I'm going to give an example that's the opposite. So, company coming into Canada. But I think the reason I wanted to give this example is that we have made M&A transactions sound quite complex, and we've made it sound like this is just for, the largest of sophisticated companies. But we're oftentimes seeing a company come in and buy a bunch of very small local operators doing very local types of businesses like grounds maintenance for residential or fixer upper type activities for residential that was basically done by one or two people within a location, and then you're just basically standardizing that business model in a really neat way and adding in a level of resources to it that that single operator who had a good and successful business, but is not something that they would have ever been able to bring to it. So that's kind of the value proposition of having something more complex and centralized, but still in a very, very local kind of small market, which I think is neat.
Excellent. Jesus, can you share an example?
For sure, David. I can give the example of a leading Canadian demolition company that decided to use M&A to expand their presence in the US market. They already had a small presence that they had established organically, but they wanted to grow faster. And they decided that by doing M&A, and specifically the acquisition of smaller entities, that would help them achieve their goals. So what we did is we actually helped them identify where in the States, in the US, they should be targeting that M&A, because the US market is massive, as many in the audience know, of course, or have experienced through their own transactions. So being very careful of choosing which states, and where to grow is very important. So in this case, this is an example of a company that went at it properly. It knew that it couldn't just approach the entire market as a whole. So they chose specific regions and states to grow through M&A.